book. What book is that? That's excellent. Good. So
good,
don't focus on 2 students that are talking or being loud. You'll be, alright, Muira, Normai, endukante gatti vaagutara. Instead of focusing on something that's negative, focus on the positive. What is happening that you can commend amongst your students?
Right.
Even little things. Focus your attention, praise them, and don't give too much attention to the negative behaviors.
Okay.
Because that is what keeps them going then. Okay, this is the only way I get my attention. So they start feeling heroes.
Okay. Attention seekers.
Attention seekers, don't entertain them.
Okay.
So, and right away, do not waste any time. As soon as they step into your classroom, have some work on the board for them. We usually call it bell ringer. Bell ringer.
Okay.
So as soon as, because students move in the high schools, not the teachers.
Yeah.
So by the time,
Okay.
So teachers have their classrooms. First period, a different section of students walk in.
Yeah.
Second period, these people leave and another section comes in, but the classroom is the teachers.
I mean, that's very interesting. Can you elaborate on that? Why do they do that?
Okay. First and foremost, teenagers have a lot of energy.
Okay.
If you make them sit in one place, they get fidgety.
Oh.
So they need to get up and move.
Yeah.
So in between periods, they have 2 to 4 minutes. Every class, there is a first bell when they need to get up, and by the second bell, they have to be in the next classroom in their seats.
Oh.
So between those 2 bells, there is 3 to 4 minute gap depending on the school schedule. So, and every student gets up, thanks their teacher, gets into the next classroom.
Oh, the teacher remains seated there.
Teacher has their classroom. So then in these 2 to 3 minutes, quickly, if it's the same subject they teach, they pull up the same PowerPoint presentation to the slide where they have the bell ringer.
Yeah, that's very interesting because, you know, as we said, the students have a lot of energy. So if you don't give them a chance to spend that energy, they channelize it something else.
Exactly.
Maybe the destructive mentalities in our schools. It's a very good, I think we can think of implementing in our schools also that.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And
very good.
it will
I
be
really
time.
like that point, you know, I said, I never knew that student could be moved, but then we always think about the discipline aspect of it because we always worry about the discipline of the students. When they move from one place to another, a lot of time is wasted. They may pinch, they may push each other, they may shove each other. So we are all worried about that.
Absolutely.
But we never thought about the positive impact which is created. Yes, ma'am.
And it not only helps the students,
Yeah.
it actually helps the teacher too, because they can keep their word walls, their posters, everything. If it's a science room, as soon as the students walk in, it's all about science. Their world changes from a math classroom to science classroom to English classroom, literary, all the poets' pictures, and in the history classrooms, they see all different leaders,
Okay.
world leaders' pictures, posters, and the good things, and what is important to that classroom teacher.
Yeah.
Because if in my class, I don't want anybody disrespecting other student, I'll write in big letters, respect each other. And if somebody is not doing that, I'll point a finger. Please stand up and read that for me. And then the student reads it. They know that that is important to this teacher, and you better not cross that. So, and then the other important thing is, as soon as this class leaves, I get a minute, I do what is important, change the PowerPoint slide, and go to the door and greet the students as they're coming.
Oh, that's a very beautiful thing.
Greet the
Yes,
student.
yes, okay.
Hey, how are you? How was your day? Okay. And then I also get to hear where they are coming from and what mood they are coming from.
Okay.
So this
Fine.
helps
So
the
then you
teacher to
adopt
gauge.
your
Yes.
teaching strategies.
Absolutely.
Very good. That
And I'll start, I overheard somebody say that, what is going on? So they'll know that this teacher pays attention and really cares about what is going on beyond my biology class or my chemistry class. So it is important to have that rapport with my students.
Okay.
And at the door is when I greet them, and at the door is when I tell them, hey, I care about you guys. I need not say, I care about you, I care about you.
Yeah, your body language,
Yes.
the attitude, the very fact you are standing at the door and greeting them itself shows that, yeah, teacher cares about us.
Yes.
You need not repeat it. That's very
Exactly.
good. Yeah.
So smile and greet them and
Yeah.
know who is in what mood. And sometimes somebody is crying and you can say, can I have a minute with you?
Yeah.
And then as soon as the students come in, they don't wonder, teacher, em nechukuntunnam, teacher, em cheptavu. Atla, you don't need to put them like, oh, what is going on? Or as soon as they walk in, their work is up on the board, and they put their thinking hats on, because your questions should be something that stimulates their thinking.
Okay.
It could be a current event that has happened. What is your opinion and why? justify.
Okay, fine.
So, or it could be something that they learned the day before, and then they can ask questions about what do you remember, and not just okay, what is the name of the main character. It should never be just a knowledge based. It should be something that pushes them to think. So their thinking hats are there.
Yeah.
So now in 3 minutes they're done with their thing, and you come in and you say, okay, today we are learning this. And as they're working on their bell ringer, I go around, take attendance, and I also talk to them. Come on, finish up. How many more minutes do you need?
There's no, so you go around and you note each and every student was present or not?
Not.
Instead of calling one by one?
No, I don't waste time
George,
like that.
yes, present sir. Vani, present sir. It's not the way.
Yes.
Oh.
And you're wasting 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes.
Yes.
And
so
then
as the children are engaged in the activities, the teacher goes around and notes the presence of the students. It's something very wonderful.
Yes.
Something heard for the first time. That's good. So here the teacher are saving the time and giving some work. A meaningful engagement is going on in the classrooms.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
And those 3 to 5 minutes are fully utilized.
Yeah.
Now the students are not having time to chit chat, because once they start chit chatting,
Yeah.
it will be hard to get them unwind.
Fine, fine. Yeah.
So it's very important that you give them some work to engage their minds right away every single day. So in every lesson plan, I have to see the bell ringer questions.
Okay.
So when I meet with the teachers in the pre-planning session, I ask them, okay, what is the topic about? So what did you teach the day before, or what would your bell ringers be? They have to have in the lesson plan template bell ringer.
Yeah.
And it could be in an English classroom, sometimes it is correcting the grammar in the sentence. In a social studies classroom, it's a current event.
Okay.
In a math classroom, it's a problem that they learned yesterday but with different numbers. Now they have to apply what they learned to this new formula today.
Okay. That's very interesting. I mean, can you tell a few more tips like this?
Yes, absolutely.
Techniques.
So then there is something called I do, we do, then you do. That means at first the teacher will explain a concept or work out couple of formulas in chemistry or physics or math, whatever subject that is. So first I'm introducing, I'll talk about the concept, then both of us, me and my students, will work on couple of problems, then they're on their own.
Yes.
My time is I do,
yes.
we do,
together.
you do.
Okay,
so that's a different, again, every single day they can do that. Then they know, okay, this teacher will give us independent problems at the end of the class. If I don't pay attention while she is teaching, I'll be at a loss. Because then they lose points. So classwork, every day what they do has a grade assigned to them.
Okay.
So if they don't participate in the bell ringer activity, or if they don't do the independent work, they keep losing points.
Okay.
And that could end up in a failing grade for the student. So this is how you establish accountability.
Yes.
Everything that they do will count. Will count towards their grade, either adding bonus points or negative consequences.
And these bonus points or negative points, what do you call it? Is it displayed somewhere in the classroom?
Oh, we have an online system. It's called, there are hundreds of online grading systems.
Okay.
Like in our county, it is Power School, Gradebook. There are so many softwares. All schools, every student has an ID, and every grade, class grade, whatever they did, teachers at the end of the day, they go in and input it. Or some teachers, as they're teaching, they'll take an iPad and start entering their grades. Parents can access it, students can access it, and they'll know where they are standing. So it's not like until 6 weeks the student had no clue that the student is failing. Within a week, within 2 days, the student already knows that he's behind by 2 assignments. And he needs to, or she needs to, be proactive and go to the teacher. Sorry, I missed that class. Is there anything I can do to make up for that missing grade?
Okay.
So there is a system where everything is accountable, everything is taken seriously. And yes, initially it is a lot of work on the teacher, but once things are set in place and once they are committed, or if they are committed, nothing feels too much, because the result of it is 96-98% of the students graduating from high school. When a school is thoroughly run and all of these students, whoever applies, get admitted into nice good universities. So it has results, and teachers take great pride in their students flourishing and succeeding and graduating in 4 years from high school and moving on to a college and graduating in 4 years from the colleges too.
Okay.
So
Right. Now, what about the teachers? Do they cooperate with each other, or do they supplement the works? For example, no, in India we say, suppose we are a group of 12 teachers and a particular teacher is absent, her works just keep pending. There is no cooperation, they work in sometimes in watertight compartments, right? So, do you have any problem such, have you experienced any problem, or is there someone come to a rescue and say, look, do not worry, you take leave 2-3 days, I will manage your class, I will supplement something. Is there any cooperation between the student?
it need not be on the other teachers. What they do is they have a substitute system. So there is a system, and there are a big pool of candidates who are not full-time teachers, who don't want a full-time job, but occasionally they would want to go in and teach. Retired teachers.
But they are on the roll.
They are on the payroll. They get paid for that. For any missing teacher for one day, they get paid certain amount, fixed amount. So they get called and they'll come up and they'll the teacher will leave all the lesson plans and activities.
Wonderful.
So, but if it is a long-term plan like pregnancy, maternity leaves, or health leave, then if they are leaving for 3 months, they recruit a temporary teacher. That's
that's a good thing. You know, in India, what happens is the burden of substitution falls on the teachers who are remaining. You know, and most of the teachers are unwilling to go to take up this substitution. And sometimes the substitution ends up like a farce. Like they sit there, come on, do something. Are chadu kontra. So that way of engaging the teacher, we can't blame the teachers also because she's overburdened.
Absolutely.
And the management is not giving, as you said, a set of substitute teachers. Maybe the system is different.
And we need to do that if we want our teachers not to be burdened, because if you take up those free periods from the teachers, the 1 or 2 periods that they have during the day, then they are tired. They don't have all that energy to enter the grades, and that's their prep time. We need to give them that time because we are putting so much on their plate, giving substitution classes and expecting them to do those free services. So in US, some principals don't like giving their teachers any substitute assignments. Some teachers like it because they get paid. Every additional period is $32, $33.
Is it like OT?
In addition to their salary. Overtime. So, but it's the other way around. Some teachers like to do it, but principals don't like it because they get more money, but then the quality of the instruction for the last period that that's their own assignment.
Because their energy level might have come down and she may not perform well, as you said. Okay, fine. Okay, ma'am. Next, any other very useful tips, right?
Okay. Teachers should not assume that students don't know anything. There is so much when you put them in groups, when they work together, they come up with some wonderful products. And unless you're willing to take that risk and give that opportunity to the students, you will never see those wonders happen. And as a teacher, I learned so much from my students, and sometimes I feel like maybe I learned more, I grew more than what they could grow with me for 1 year. So so that's how much wealth they come with. They come from different families, different backgrounds. Their grandparents are from different villages, different things. Everyone's world is different and they're exposed to different things. Now they come to the class and they read a novel or a story or a history incident and they have their own opinions, and let them bring all those to the table, let them discuss those in the small groups and come up with a conclusion that they can share with the rest of them. And like once they graduate, wherever they go, they're never going to work individually. They're going to work in a company, with a team of people. And they have to learn those team skills, cooperative skills from a very early age. And this is the way they would learn that. And also, there is so much that comes up when so many brains are put together and they brainstorm and they come up with solutions. Like just simple solution. I saw some like a pollution, water pollution. What are some suggestions that you can come up? How would you clean? Instead of teachers telling, okay, 1, 2, 3, rote memorize and come back. You give them some time in the classroom. You give them some resources, books or internet. Let them browse. Let them go and interview their forefathers or grandparents or aunts and uncles. Give them all avenues where they can get the information from. and then let them do a poster and present it to the class. You'll be amazed. A teacher can only maximum think of 3 to 4 solutions,
Yeah.
but students will come up with so many,
solutions,
because if they're poor, they have a different way to filter their water.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they doing? How to prevent it? Or so it's amazing what comes out of this group work, and I really recommend teachers to try that in their classrooms, no matter what subject they teach. If they are willing to give their students an opportunity to bring their wealth of knowledge and experience and exposure to the table, wonders happen.
Okay, fine. Do they give homework also, the teachers? Do the teachers give homework there?
Yes, they do, but they give very little, because not more than 20 minutes for any subject.
Okay, right.
So if it is a project, the teacher gives them 6 weeks, and during those 6 weeks, teacher does not give an ongoing homework, because those 20 minutes of what they are expecting the student to put in towards the project, they expect, okay, 100 minutes per week. So
the
6
teacher
weeks.
knows that this child has sufficient work there.
Work,
So
exactly.
the previous day or the coming days, she may not be giving lot of homeworks. Right?
And they also believe that a child should be a child, not like they if they miss out playing and interacting with the family members and enjoying outside the school life, and then they miss out their childhood, and that cannot be brought back.
Now coming to the student engagement, as a teacher, as you said, let us take the Indian classroom scenario. As I get into a class, I find children making a lot of noise, and usually what do the teachers do? They shout. They take a duster or they take a stick and say, come on, keep quiet children, because you wanted to get the attention of the children. Can you give a situation wherein teacher can get the attention from the children instead of shouting? Because if the teacher shouts, her voice also lost in the din, in the pandemonium.
Yes.
So is there a method to do that?
Yes.
I think,
In the beginning of the school year itself, you have to establish some classroom rules. That's what I was talking about. And though one of the important rules is, if I start counting 1, 2, and 3, if you don't stop talking, or sometimes clap. If a teacher claps, that means I need your attention.
Right.
And no, that teacher never raises their voice. They just clap. Sometimes they just, there are several techniques, whatever comes easy to the teacher. They have to establish those rules and norms in the first week of school, and then never ever raise their voice. No screaming. If they talk, you just clap, and if they don't pay attention, you take off points, and nobody questions. So the students don't want to fail, because if they fail, their parents get on their case. And it's not just a negative, but as soon as somebody gives you attention, focus on, okay, Sarala, thank you for giving me your attention. So pay attention, give your attention to the student that is actually doing the right thing. And all of a sudden, oh, that student got the attention of the teacher or got the praise. Let me just be quiet, and let me give my attention to the teacher.
Then why are we not doing, or any teacher in India, why are we not initiating it or taking the first step to do it in the classrooms? How do you comment on that? Why am I, as a teacher, why am I not taking initiative to do that?
See, for ages, I think the teachers are used to seeing their teachers yelling, and it's hard to break from the habits. More than anything, I think it's just a habit. Their teachers yelled at them, and it comes easy. But if they can think ahead, and if they don't want their health to be affected, I think simple steps put in place will save a lot. Time of the students, time of the teacher, health of the students. It creates a positive environment, and every teacher needs to work towards establishing those rules and gain that respect by giving that respect to the students.
I think also maybe our teachers who are viewing this program also can ask some questions to Dr. Vani. You are welcome to ask few questions, which is I think it will be very useful for you to engage the students in the classrooms. Let's go on with the discussions. So you can expect few questions from the teachers sometimes. As far as whenever we say homework is concerned, most of the teachers, I am talking in general, give homework for the sake of giving homework. They don't understand the student and say, for example, you write down all the questions and answers and you come. Or I give 10 question answers, you study all the questions by heart and come back.
See, that's called busy work. And we want both teachers and students to stay away from busy work, because it does no good to anybody.
Yes.
Because the teacher also will never have all that time to grade it. So what we do is, what we tell them is to pick, if it's a math teacher, pick 4 problems that will tell you that the student has mastered what you taught. Just 4 problems.
Yeah.
He need not do 25 to show you that he learned all of it.
Okay.
Just 4 representative problems. A couple of them the long solving problems, and a couple of them the easy ones. But that gives you a picture of who learned what and who is struggling with what.
Okay.
And then initially the first 5 minutes again, that could be grading of the homework.
Hello.
Sir.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
I am from Vaira, sir. Mahboobi English teacher, sir.
Oh,
good.
good.
Afternoon, sir.
I'm good, thank you. Yes, we have Dr. Vani here. Do you want ask any question to her?
Yes,
Yeah, please
sir.
go ahead. Please go
I
ahead.
want to ask a question to ma'am.
Okay, please.
Okay, sir.
Please ask.
Hello.
Please ask,
Yes,
madam.
ma'am.
Good
I'm
afternoon,
listening.
ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, we have different types of children in our classroom, like 40 members. And my question is, how can I help to my students to develop self-control among them?
How can you teach them
Self-control.
self-control? Okay, as a teacher, we have to give them, we have to know them, what they are good at and what they are like. Unless you know your student, you can't craft your activities or your attitude towards them. If that is a very needy student, you have to know that to begin with, to do anything about it.
Yeah.
So yes, I understand that you have 40 students, but we can't make that as an excuse not to deliver the best for the students, and also make yourself best in your profession. So what I would recommend, ma'am, is self-control is something that can be controlled by good classroom practices. If you engage the student in creative and problem solving methodologies, where you are challenging the student with activities after activities every single day, not giving them any free time, I think that's definitely one good way to control the students. Because only when they have free time, they have time to show who they are.
Okay.
But you don't want them to control the class. You want them to be under your control. So the only way to do that is not yelling at the student, but giving them some work, or asking them, putting the burden of learning on them. If a student says, okay, I don't want to do this, you ask them, what do you want to do? What topic do you want to work on? What is your favorite topic? It's okay to give them that room for them to decide until trust is developed between the student and the teacher.
Yeah.
So once that is built, and once the student feels, oh, I can accomplish too,
Yeah.
I'm good too.
Yeah. We have another call. Hello.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. George, sir. I'm Narasimha, Principal Ibrahim Patnam.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine, sir. Madam garu, good afternoon, Madam garu. Vani Madam garu.
Good afternoon, sir.
Madam, excellent program చూస్తున్నామమ్మా. చాలా బాగుంది. అయితే మీరు చెప్పే టిప్స్ చాలా వరకు మా టీచర్స్ ఉపయోగించుకునేటటువంటి టిప్సే. పిల్లల అటెన్షన్ ఎట్లా డ్రా చేయొచ్చు ఏంటి అనేది. కాకపోతే మన దగ్గర ఉన్న సిస్టమ్ ఏంటి మేడం అంటే, ఒక టీచర్ యావరేజ్ గా 4-5 పీరియడ్స్ ఎవ్రీడే ఎంగేజ్ చేయాలి.
అవునండి.
ఆ లెక్కన 4 పీరియడ్స్ చేసిన 160 మెంబర్స్ డీల్ చేయాలి మేడం.
అవునండి.
తర్వాత మీరు చెప్పిన దాన్ని ఇప్పుడు మేము కొత్తగా ఇక్కడ ఏం ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాం అంటే, ఒక మ్యాథ్స్ ల్యాబ్, ఒక సైన్స్ ల్యాబ్ ఏర్పాటు చేశాము.
ఓకే.
ఎక్స్పెరిమెంటల్ గా మీ ఆలోచన తీసుకొని ఎక్సలెంట్ అనిపించింది. మేము మ్యాథ్స్ టీచర్ క్లాస్ కు టీచర్ వెళ్లకుండా పిల్లల్నే మ్యాథ్స్ ల్యాబ్ కు రమ్మందాం అనుకుంటున్నాం. సైన్స్ ల్యాబ్ కూడా టీచర్ క్లాస్ కు వెళ్లకుండా పిల్లల్ని ల్యాబ్ కు రమ్మందామని అనుకుంటున్నాం.
అవునండి.
ఎట్లా ఉంటుంది మేడం? తర్వాత 160 మెంబర్స్ డీల్ చేయడం అనేది మన ఇండియన్ కాంటెక్స్ట్ లో టీచర్ కు ఇది హార్డ్ టాస్కే కదా అనేది మా ఉద్దేశం. దీని మీద మీ
నేను న్యూయార్క్లో టీచ్ చేసినప్పుడు నాకు కూడా 34 స్టూడెంట్స్ ఉండేవాళ్ళండి ప్రతి క్లాస్లో. అలా 5 క్లాసులు టీచ్ చేసేదాన్నండి. సో ఆ రకంగా చూస్తే 150-170 మంది నేను కూడా డీల్ చేశానండి. న్యూయార్క్లో కూడా మనకి అంటే 20 స్టూడెంట్స్ అలా ఏముంటారు, అందరూ హై స్కూల్ స్టూడెంట్స్, 10th, 11th, 12th అండి. అందులో ఇంకా చాలా రఫ్గా బిహేవ్ చేసేవాళ్ళండి స్ట్రూడెంట్స్. నేను బ్రాంక్స్లో టీచ్ చేసేదాన్ని.
అవునా మేడం?
చాలా బ్రాంక్స్లో అసలు పిల్లలు అంటే ఒక్కొక్కళ్ళు 200-240 పౌండ్లు హైట్ అది ఉంటారండి. సో బట్ అది ఏంటంటే ఫస్ట్ కొన్ని రోజులు కష్టం అవుతుందండి, కష్టం అవుతుందని నేను చెప్పను. ఫస్ట్ వాళ్ళకి మనం ఏంటో తెలియాలి, మనకి వాళ్ళు కూడా వాళ్ళని హ్యాండిల్ చేయడం ఎలా అని. అందుకని ఫస్ట్ 2 వారాలు అసలు క్లాసెస్ టీచ్ చేయమండి. మొత్తం ప్లానింగ్ అంతా వాళ్ళ పేర్లు నేర్చుకోవటం, వాళ్ళకి ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఏంటి, చిన్న చిన్న యాక్టివిటీస్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇచ్చి ఎవరి ఎబిలిటీ ఏంటి ఒక ప్రీ టెస్ట్ లాగా కండక్ట్ చేసి ఎవరు ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళ స్టూడెంట్ లెర్నింగ్ లెవెల్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది, వాళ్ళు ఎంత గ్యాప్స్ ఉన్నాయి, నా హైయెస్ట్ అచీవింగ్ స్టూడెంట్కి నా లోయెస్ట్ అచీవింగ్ స్టూడెంట్కి ఎంత గ్యాప్ ఉంది, వాళ్ళందరినీ స్టడీ చేయడానికి నాకు 2 వీక్స్ పడుతుందండి. అయితే ఫస్ట్ సంవత్సరం కనుక మీరు ఇది ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ సెకండ్ ఇయర్ టీచింగ్ అయితే మీ దగ్గర లెసన్ ప్లాన్స్ కూడా స్టార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద స్క్రాచ్ చేయాలి. ఒక 2 ఇయర్స్ తర్వాత ఏంటంటే మీరు దాంట్లో మెరుగులు దిద్దితే సరిపోతుంది. ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ రాస్తామండి. కాకపోతే స్టూడెంట్స్కి యాక్టివిటీస్ని మన స్టూడెంట్స్ స్ట్రెంగ్స్ ఏంటి అనే దాన్ని బట్టి మాడిఫై చేస్తాము. బట్ మొత్తం A to Z ఏం టీచ్ చేయాలి, ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఏంటి అనేది ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఎప్పుడు సేమ్ ఉంటుందండి. ఎందుకంటే ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ సిలబస్లో ఉండి వస్తుంది కదా, ఈ 9th గ్రేడ్ పిల్లలకి ఇంత సిలబస్ తెలియాలని ఉంటుంది కదా. సో మనము ఒక 2 సంవత్సరాల తర్వాత మనకు ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఆటోమేటిక్గా తెలుస్తుంది, ఈ క్లాస్లో ఇది టీచ్ చేస్తున్నాను, ఇది పిల్లలు ఇది నేర్చుకోవాలి, ఎందుకంటే పరీక్షల్లో ఇది ఇంపార్టెంట్ అని. సో మనం ఏంటంటే అలా చేసినప్పుడు వాళ్ళ నీడ్స్ని అంటే జస్ట్ అది మాడిఫై చేస్తాం అంతే. మన లెసన్ ప్లాన్ని స్టార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద స్క్రాచ్ రాయము. మనం వర్క్ చేసేది ఎక్కడ అంటే ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ మనకి డిఫరెంట్ స్టూడెంట్స్ వస్తారు, ఎవ్రీ క్లాస్ పీరియడ్లో డిఫరెంట్ స్టూడెంట్స్ వస్తారు. ఒక్కొక్క క్లాస్ గ్రూప్ ఏమో చాలా అడ్వాన్స్డ్ ఉంటారు, ఒక్కొక్క క్లాస్ గ్రూప్ ఏమో ఒకటే దాన్ని 4 సార్లు టీచ్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. సో అలాంటి వేరియేషన్స్కి అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీ స్టూడెంట్స్ ల్యాబ్కి తీసుకురావడం అనేది ఎక్సలెంట్ ఐడియా అండి. బట్ కొన్ని థింగ్స్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు మేక్ షూర్.
ఇప్పుడు మీ సలహా పాటించి 2 ఈ రోజు నుంచే చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాం.
అదే అండి,
మ్యాథ్స్ టీచర్ క్లాసెస్ వెళ్ళడు, పిల్లలే ఆయన క్లాస్ కు రావాలి ల్యాబ్.
అలాగేనండి. కాకపోతే
చూస్తాం ఈ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ వాణి మేడం గారు చెప్పింది అద్భుతంగా అనిపించిందమ్మా. థాంక్యూ మేడం.
నాట్ ఏ ప్రాబ్లం. జస్ట్ మేక్ షూర్ వాళ్ళకి టైం ఎన్ని నిమిషాల లోపల మీరు అక్కడ ల్యాబ్ లో ఉండాలనేది చాలా ఖచ్చితంగా ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ చేయాలండి. మీ ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్స్ హైగా సెట్ చేయాలి. మీరు వచ్చేయండి అంటే వాళ్ళు 8 నిమిషాలు 10 నిమిషాలు 12 నిమిషాలు మీ టీచింగ్ టైం వేస్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు మేక్ షూర్ ఆ ముందర ఏ క్లాస్ నుండి అయితే వస్తున్నారో ఆ టీచర్తో మాట్లాడండి. టైంకి ఆ టీచర్ డిస్మిస్ చేయాలి. అక్కడ టీచర్ లేట్గా చేస్తే మీకు ఇక్కడ ల్యాబ్లో వాళ్ళు వచ్చే వరకు ఇంకా కొన్ని నిమిషాలు వేస్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో మేక్ షూర్ మీరు వచ్చే వరకు ఆ క్లాస్ రూమ్ టీచర్కి వెళ్ళిపోవాలనే థాట్ లేకపోతే నేను ఇక్కడ రావట్లేదు మేడం, ఫలానా టైంకి నేను మా పిల్లల్ని మీరు వదిలేయాలి అని ఆ టైంకి వాళ్ళని వదిలేసేటట్టు పిల్లలకి ఖచ్చితంగా మీ ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్స్ క్లియర్గా తెలియాలి. మీకు ఎంత దూరం పడుతుంది ఆ పట్టిన దానికన్నా 1 నిమిషం ఎక్కువ ఇవ్వండి. మీరు నడిచి చూడండి, మీరు నచ్చిన దానికన్నా 1 నిమిషం ఎక్కువ ఇవ్వండి స్టూడెంట్స్కి. ఎంత మాట్లాడుకుంటూ వచ్చిన ఈ లోపల మీరు బోర్డు పైన ల్యాబ్లో ఏదైనా వర్క్ 2 లెక్కలు రాసి పెట్టండి. పిల్లలు రాగానే వాళ్ళకి వర్క్ ఉంటుందని తెలిస్తే ఆ వర్క్ వాళ్ళ మైండ్ని ఛాలెంజ్ చేస్తుందని తెలిస్తే అదొక రుచి మరుగుతారండి. వాళ్ళకి కూడా ఇష్టం. హూ డజంట్ వాంట్ టు ఫీల్ సక్సెస్ఫుల్, హూ డజంట్ వాంట్ టు ఫీల్ ప్రౌడ్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్సెల్వ్స్. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్ సంథింగ్ ఫర్ దెమ్ టు ఫీల్ అకాంప్లిష్డ్. సో రోజు అదొక ఇచ్చి డిస్కషన్ చెప్పి వాళ్ళకు పాజిటివ్ రీఇన్ఫోర్స్మెంట్ ఇస్తే దే విల్ బి వెరీ హ్యాపీ.
హలో, we have another call. Hello.
చెప్పండి.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Please ask your question.
Oh, madam, my question is, what is the difference between classroom management and student engagement?
Okay. Classroom management is how you, okay, మీ వాల్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నాయి, ఎంటీ వాల్స్లోకి వస్తున్నారా, ఇట్స్ మోర్ అబౌట్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ సీటింగ్ అరేంజ్మెంట్స్, అదంతా క్లాస్ రూమ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అండి. ఓకే, టైమ్ అంటే మీ యాక్టివిటీస్ మీరు వాక్ చేయగలిగేంత స్పేస్ మీరు వదులుకుంటున్నారా, దట్స్ ఆల్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్. ఇంక్లూడింగ్ వాట్ దాట్ ఇంక్లూడ్స్ ఈస్ రెస్పెక్ట్. Are you giving respect to your students? Are the students giving respect to you? Are the students respecting each other? ఇవన్నీ ఇండికేటర్స్ ఆఫ్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అండి, మేనేజ్మెంట్. అదే స్టూడెంట్ ఎంగేజ్మెంట్ అంటే మళ్ళీ అన్నీ దే గో హ్యాండ్ ఇన్ హ్యాండ్ అండి. ఇట్స్ వెరీ హార్డ్ టు టేక్ దెమ్ అపార్ట్ బికాస్ వెన్ ఎ స్టూడెంట్ ఈజ్ ఎంగేజ్డ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ కమ్స్ ఈజీ. అండ్ హౌ డు యూ ఎంగేజ్ స్టూడెంట్స్? మీరు చెబుతున్న దాన్ని మీరు ఒక ఎక్స్పర్ట్గా ముందు రోజే ప్లాన్ చేసి వాళ్ళతో వాళ్ళు ఇదంతా ఆ మెటీరియల్ అంతా చదివి వాళ్ళతో క్రియేట్ చేయించిన ఫీలింగ్ ఇవ్వగలగాలండి యాజ్ ఎ టీచర్. మీరు జస్ట్ ప్లాన్ చేస్తారు, a day before you will plan the lesson, but your students will learn the content and show you that they learned it. ఆ మ్యాజిక్ అలా స్మూత్గా ట్రాన్సిషన్ అయినప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పే యాక్టివిటీస్, ఈ ఫలానా పారాగ్రాఫ్ చదివి ఈ ఫలానా క్వశ్చన్స్కి ఆన్సర్ చేయండి, టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ క్వశ్చన్స్ కాదండి, వాళ్ళకి హైయర్ ఆర్డర్ థింకింగ్ స్కిల్స్. అంటే ఈ రాజు గొప్ప ఆ రాజు గొప్ప ఎందుకు మీరు అంటే ఒక రైట్ ఆన్సర్ ఉండదు దీనికి. మీ యాజ్ లాంగ్ యాజ్ యూ కెన్ డిఫెండ్ యువర్ ఆన్సర్ యూ విల్ గెట్ ఫుల్ పాయింట్స్ అని చెప్పండి. వాళ్ళు చాలా క్రియేటివ్గా క్రిటికల్గా థింక్ చేసి రాస్తారు. ఒకటే రైట్ ఆన్సర్ ఉంది అన్నప్పుడే స్టూడెంట్ దే విల్ స్టాప్ థింకింగ్ అండ్ దే లెర్న్ అండ్ దే try to figure out what does the teacher want to hear from me, what does this teacher look for in the answer. You don't want any student to be limited